this video, I'm going to do a bit of a follow-up to a video that I filmed about 5 months ago where I explained how I lost 20 pounds following a lower fat, higher starch-based, plant-based vegan diet. And basically I just made a couple little changes to the way that I was already eating. At that point I had been vegan already for over a year. I weighed, I believe, 130, maybe up to 132 pounds. And I am 5'2.5", and I currently weigh 111 pounds. So the same as I did 5 months ago. And I've still been doing the same thing. I haven't changed anything. I don't count calories. I believe in eating until you're satisfied and full, and never restricting the quantity of food you're eating. Once you kind of get the hang of gravitating more toward lower fat foods and filling up on healthy starches like potatoes and sweet potatoes and rice, and maybe some grains, then it really can become easy to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. So this video is for anyone who is struggling because they feel that they have to portion control or stop themselves from eating until they're full and just stick with a smaller amount of food. Then hopefully you will find this video to be helpful. I'm going to provide a lot of links to videos that I found to be really interesting and helpful down below. Some of them are by Dr. John McDougall, Dr. Anthony Lin, Dr. Neil Bernard, and Chef AJ, among others. And so over a year ago, I was already vegan. I had already been vegan for over a year, and I thought I was eating healthy. And I was eating natural foods. I wasn't eating junk food. I wasn't eating packaged candies and, or drinking pop or anything like that. But when I was watching one of Dr. McDougall's presentations or one of his webinars or talks, he was talking about the benefits of reducing your fat intake, and he was listing oils and all of these other foods that are very highly concentrated with fat. And I kept thinking to myself, well, that's the majority of what I eat, like almond butter, peanut butter, avocado, nuts, seeds, dried fruits. I'm like, that literally is half of my diet right there. I was eating peanut butter by the tablespoon every single day. I was putting peanut butter with my fruit, so I would dip apple slices in peanut butter or almond butter. I would put peanut butter with bananas, and I would put oil on my salads, on my pasta dishes, in my dips like hummus and other bean dips, and pretty much any other dish that you could possibly put oil in, that's what I did. And a lot of nut and seed based desserts. And so out of curiosity, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna maybe not put oil on my salad. I've never really been much of a salad dressing person. I used to just put oil and lemon. And so then I thought, okay, well, I'll skip the oil and try it with just lemon. And it tasted fine, it tasted good. And then I did the same with my pasta dishes. I still had the pasta with tomato sauce, but I just didn't drizzle olive oil on it. And I still have avocado when I go for sushi, so I'll have avocado rolls. But I'm not adding avocado to every burrito or wrap that I make or every salad. I'm not having, 2 or 3 avocados a day every day. I've really just reduced it to when I go out, or like for maybe once a week. So I just made those little tweaks, and then I also increased the amount of starches. So I would have sweet potato more often and rice more often, and those things are lower calorie dense, but they're very filling. Like 2 sweet potatoes are quite big. Like if you pick them up and you think, like when you eat that, that's how much food you're really filling up your stomach with, yet they're quite low in calories compared to other foods which are more calorie dense. And I'll get more into the calorie density in a little bit. I'm going to show you some slides. So I made these changes, and as I said in my last video, when I was watching some old footage from some videos, I don't even think there were videos that I actually uploaded, but just some stuff that I was filming, and I also looked at some older photos, I could clearly see the difference in myself. I had changed, and so I was like, whoa. At that point, I never really weighed myself often, and so I weighed myself out of curiosity and I had lost about 20 pounds. And so I was like, wow. And so a few people have asked me, how long did it take? I'm not exactly sure, because I didn't weigh myself like every week or every month and write down how much I was, but I would say the whole process would be probably 3 to 6 months. There are so many questions that a lot of people might have about a lower fat diet. I'm going to put all the links down below to videos that answer a lot of the questions in detail and go really in depth into this whole subject. One of the things people say is, but don't you need healthy fats? And the answer is yes. I'm not saying that avocados are not healthy or cashews. They're natural foods. But the quantities that I was eating them in, I think it was a lot. And so, as I said, I'll still have avocados when I have sushi, or I'll still have, a handful of almonds here or there. And so if you're underweight and you want to gain a bit of weight, then maybe increase the amount of nuts and avocados that you're having. I'm not saying that those foods are not natural foods. They're just not optimal food to be eating in high quantities for weight loss. So now I want to get into the low calorie density diet, and that's something that was really interesting when I started learning about it, and it really made sense to me. And I'm going to show you some slides from a presentation that I really liked that was presented by Dr. Anthony Lim, because the pictures really present the idea well. Okay, so in slide number 1 here, you can see we're just comparing what 140 calories looks like in different foods. So 2 small cookies versus an entire cantaloupe. Because of the water content and the fiber in the cantaloupe, it's actually going to fill your stomach up and make you feel full faster. Okay, the next example here is what 800 calories looks like in cashews and in baked potatoes. So 1 little cup of cashews, which I can easily eat in a few minutes, or 5 entire baked potatoes. Okay, so the next slide here, obviously I'm vegan, I don't eat chicken, but this is just for a comparison. So 4 little chicken nuggets versus 2 cups of lentil soup. Okay, next you've got a small 5-ounce bag of candy versus an entire 7-pound watermelon. Okay, so this is an image from forksoverknives.com showing you what 500 calories looks like based on different types of food. And this last slide here is just listing some benefits of eating low-calorie dense foods, and this one is also from Dr. Anthony Lim's presentation. I have many what I eat in a day low-fat vegan videos on my channel, so if you ever feel like you want some recipe ideas or some meal inspiration, then you can definitely check those out, and I will continue to make more of them. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. I make weekly videos on health and happiness. See you in my next one. Bye.